I feel like there's just a lot of hoes here. They don't want nothing serious.
I'm here with
Vanessa.
What's been the worst part about living in Dallas?
I would just say like dating guys.
Okay.
I feel like everyone that I've talked to definitely has commitment issues. Ooh. They like lead you on and then I don't know, they're like, oh, commitment issues, sorry, can't date.
We hate to see it out here. All right, I'm here with
Beth.
What's been your worst experience here in Dallas? Has it been the dating too?
It has. It really has. I feel like there's just a lot of hoes here. They don't want nothing serious, genuinely. And it's like they want to keep their options open because they're too scared to open up to somebody.
What needs to happen to solve this issue? What do you think?
Fix your trust issues.
People gotta go to therapy, huh?
That part.
What could fix this issue here in Dallas?
Just don't be insecure. Be confident in yourself.
Every time I talk to married men, they're trying to convince me not to get married. How is it that you have the woman of your dreams, but you convincing other men not to get married? Most men that's married don't want to be married, or they got married for the wrong reasons. They didn't get married because they genuinely wanted to. They got married because they just thought that was just the next steps that they were supposed to do. And then every time we have a conversation, they're trying to push me away from marriage. And then they're surprised by my response because I'm heavy on I want to get married. I'm heavy on men being married. Only if these men's wives knew how they was talking about marriage behind their backs.
The men at this age, they're all looking for marriage, right? Like men, obviously marriage benefits the man. So like they want it. They want a long-term relationship. They want a wife, blah, blah, blah. I don't want a husband. I don't want to be a wife. I just want to be romanced. Okay, is that so much to ask for? The end goal for me and the men at this age are so different. A way for me to just be like on the first date, hey, so like, I don't want to be your wife, but if you want to have fun and like, you know, romance me, I'm down. Does this sound a little bit like I'm just here for like fun and flirting? Yes.
Reasons why a man don't want no wife nowadays. Number one, she too bossy. She don't want nobody to tell her what to do but herself, not even God. Number two, she just talk too much. She don't know when to be quiet. She don't understand that there's a time and season for everything. And he just ain't got time for all that talking. That yappy. Number three, she's more interested in being a gold digger than she is being his wife. Not understanding that becoming his wife, listen, all of that gonna come anyway. But she's so stuck on what she can get out of him till he don't even want to fool with her. Number four, he already know that the government is against him. So if they do get a divorce, he already know whose side the government is going to side with. So he feel like, what's the use? And number five, she ain't really ready to come up out them streets because even when she do get married, she's still living for the streets. She's still acting like she's single, knowing that she married. Come on, somebody. And number six, she learned to emasculate a man at a young age because her mama taught her to be disrespectful. Her mama taught her how to shut a man down. Her mama taught her how to get a man to cooperate when he don't want to do right. By what? Put him on child support, take him to court, take him for everything that he got. So with that said, these are reasons that most men don't want to marry today. All right? Y'all leave in the comments and let me know your thoughts. Love y'all. Bye.
I don't make compromises in my marriage. I don't compromise anything. Anything I want to do, I absolutely am able to go and do it. Patriarchy teaches women that marriage is full of sacrifice, relationships are full of sacrifice and compromise, when that's often catered towards the man. It's catered towards his career, his goals, his dreams, how many children he wants. Women literally can't even control their own bodies, right? Because what if their husband wants something in the future from them? As a woman, you should never make compromises in order to be with a man. You should do what you want to do, pursue the life that you want to pursue, and if it doesn't work for him, don't make sacrifices for him. Don't change your life so that you can keep a man. And I'm talking from the big things to the little things, from where you live to what you do on the weekends. Because if he doesn't enjoy it, if it's a compromise to him to have to do what you want to do, then I don't think he enjoys your company all that much. This isn't me saying you never do things he likes and you only ever do things you like and he hates. It's me saying that it should never feel like a compromise. What my husband and I do with our free time together or on the weekend together as a family or just with each other on date nights, it never, ever, ever feels like a compromise, because it's not. Because we align and because he wants to do what I want to do. Because he likes to be around me. Does that make sense?
Not because he doesn't want to do the stuff that you like, it means that he doesn't like you. Compromising is a good thing.
As a man, how do you lead in a marriage a dominant wife that's healing with past trauma and struggles with submission?
If you want a woman to submit to you, you do it first. Right?
Come on, servant leadership.
So a lot of times,
Come on, Nate.
a lot of times what happens is, as men, we lean on that verse in the Bible that says, wives, submit yourselves to your husband, right? And we totally disregard the verse that says, submit yourselves one to another as unto Christ, right? So as a man, if you want a dominant woman to know what it looks like to submit, you submit to God and you also submit to her. Serve her in ways that a man has never served her before, and I promise you, you will unlock a part of her that she has never had unlocked. A lot of times for a woman, the reason why she doesn't want to submit is because she doesn't feel safe enough to do so. So my encouragement to you would be submit to God and submit to her in ways that she's never had a man submit to her before, and you will unlock a version of her that you've never seen before.
Men are starting to realize that chasing a woman isn't important anymore, and they're starting to choose themselves. And I'm proud of us for starting to be woke now. You know what I mean? Because chasing girls, I mean, I've said this plenty of times, like, chasing doesn't get you nowhere. Chasing just leads to heartbreak. Chasing just leads to a facade. Chasing just leads to not real connection. You feel me? And it's like, men are choosing themselves. Men are elevating. You know what I'm saying? We're getting motivated. We're trying to work on ourselves now. You feel me? There is no time to chase. There's no time for distractions. I mean, I fuck with that. You feel me? Like, of course we're going to choose ourselves. Because honestly, at the end of the day, if we choose ourselves and we work on ourselves, that means we're going to be attracting more what we want, what we really want. You feel me? And it's like, we have to be selfish at a time like this. We have to. Like, we have to lock in and we have to take life serious.
So there have been so many things on the internet that paint this picture about marriage. But let me tell you this. If we're going by what the word say, the Lord speaks on when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. And he also receives favor from the Lord. And so when you're saying a man doesn't benefit from being married, what does the word say? From there, let's go a little bit deeper. People that have been married and that's healed from being divorced and all those things, they would tell you, there's nothing like having a wife that got your back. A wife will have you ready to run through a brick wall because she believes in you that much. You have to understand this. Please stop letting these people on social media get in your head and make you think that marriage is just this show or whatever. I'm telling you, if you guys are aligned, God will make a way for you guys. And this coming from someone who's been married. Although I'm not in that season anymore, the type of favor God had on my life when I was married was unreal. And I'm saying this in a healed form. Please stop letting these people on social media make you think that marriage is not beneficial. It's beneficial for the man and the woman. And there's no more so the man or more so the woman. It's beneficial across the board because the type of favor that the Lord puts in your life is unmatched. It's unmatched.
No. Giving it up to everybody else out there. Just giving it up for free. But you get a fiance and now your fiance have to wait after you've been ran through. And you're going to say, yeah, my fiance should wait because he respects my boundaries. The boundaries that you did not have before you met your fiance.
So you gonna give it up to all the other men, but you gonna make your fiance wait? Yes.
Why you think he my fiance? Because he doesn't guilt trip me. He doesn't cross my boundaries. He has self-control.
This is crazy. This is crazy. And they want men to just accept this.
I have this tattoo on my ribcage that says 1 + 1 = 11.
Yes. Oh, my parents say that all the time.
Yeah, do they?
My parents say 1 + 1 is not
2.
Here, and it's 11.
It's 11. And it's a metaphor.
That's a perfect marriage.
You don't shape shift and
Never.
bend to change and mold yourself into a different structure than you were before you met the person. You stand side by side, equal, stronger, more cosmic. The number 11 is greater in mathematical terms than the number 2 anyway.
Yep. Might be the stupidest thing I've heard all year, and it just started.
You know, I'm looking at, I can't remember what the other lady's name was, but I think one was Beth. And the man was asking him, you know, what do you feel like the worst part of the living in Dallas is? Well, I feel like it's the dating scene. There's a lot of men out here who like to mess around and they have commitment issues and they like to keep their options open. You know, just based on the way that y'all are dressed. Just based on the way that y'all are dressed and how y'all present yourselves. A lot of modern women, oh, I'm too cute, I'm too fly, I'm this, I'm that. And they be going out there trying to find the best looking guy because, you know, let's be honest, I look good and I'm this and I'm that, and look like they wearing the same thing, honestly and truly. Look like they're wearing the same thing, yeah. A white t-shirt and some jeans. Same color belt too, darn near twins. They just look different. Nails done, hair done, both of them got their lashes done, makeup done. Basically the same girl. So I know y'all thinking that y'all too cool. Y'all too cute. Y'all going out there for Chad and Tyrone. And Chad and Tyrone, they gonna always keep their options open.
You know, I'm starting to understand what Shrek said. They judge me before they even get to know me. First, you know, it's just a line. It's just a silly line from Shrek. And then I start going on dates and I'm getting denied because I'm not Mormon enough, or I'm not LDS enough. Or a new one was our political views are different, which, you know, both points are valid. I understand both points. But it's exactly like Shrek said. They judge me before they get to know me. They don't ever understand my point of view like 100%. They just don't. They don't even give me the chance to explain it to where I could let them understand it. They hear a tiny bit of it, obviously, on the first date, and it's instant judgment like that. I had a date go amazing. In the last 30 minutes, it got ruined because of one of those things. It happens all the time. I can't even tell you the amount of times it's happened, and that's the reason why I get turned down. But that's just part of dating. It's just part of dating. People are gonna judge. You can't let that screw you over, you know? The only person that defines you is you. You know, the person that understands you is you. You shouldn't have to change for somebody else. Just be yourself, and at the end of the day, you'll find your person. Whether it takes years or it never happens. We pray it does, though. We pray it does. But it's okay. Don't change for somebody. Be yourself.
I don't understand why women get so upset with this idea of serving their husband. Because why would you get married in the first place? Is your job just to like be there and lay around and do nothing for him? Or is your job as a wife to build him up into a man that he couldn't become on his own? Me serving my husband, being his encourager, his nurturer, cooking him a nice meal, cleaning the house so that he has a clean home to come home to. It's not just serving him a meal every night and cooking him something, but it's this idea of constantly encouraging him and uplifting him, which a lot of women don't realize is so important to the man. It only makes his life better and makes his job easier, and then makes our marriage better in return. He's able to provide for me better. He's got a clearer mind. He can do what he needs to do and not be focused on all the other mundane tasks. A woman's words are so important to building a man into who he needs to become. And so many women don't realize that the words that they say to their husband is either going to tear him down, ruin his reputation, ruin his life, or it's going to build him into a man that he couldn't become on his own.
I unironically hate broke men. Don't ever sit in my face and complain about no.
So when a man become rich, do you all of a sudden love him? Have y'all ever heard of real life success stories? Or do y'all just be doing this shit for the internet? Because the people that y'all admire, the rich people and the celebrities, they all got the same story. Everybody was broke before they was rich. Y'all want nothing to do with no struggle love, but you gonna love them when they rich. Do you really love them or do you love money? I think y'all really need to ask yourself. And then when you finally get a man with money, accept his lifestyle. Accept that he got other women. You don't care for real anyways. When you realize that a man got family and friends who willing to be there from day one. The one person who act like they want to be a part of that don't want nothing to do with that till they see the green. But guess who gonna want the most? Who gonna get the most time, effort, energy, and resources?
Y'all have heard me say before, divorce does not fix selfishness. It just relocates it. Ladies, I'm looking at you right now. For these women who are out there thinking that they want to get a divorce, have you ever sat and looked in the mirror and think, you know what? I might be part of the problem. No? Oh wait, probably not, because women do not like to accept accountability. But I'm telling you from experience, accountability is like a woman's kryptonite, but it can also be her cure. Some of y'all might not want to hear this, but divorce does not fix you. It actually reveals you. You gotta start asking yourself, where was I wrong? Where did I contribute? How was I part of the problem? And I'm here to tell you that that level of honesty is what keeps you from repeating chaos and actually get real transformation.
If you go ahead and get married, you got a lot to lose, especially if you're an individual with a higher net worth. Women will divorce you and destroy your life if they just get bored. Women will sacrifice their family for happiness, but men will sacrifice their happiness for their family, right? Because we understand that there's a burden of performance. From the time we're little boys, what do they say? Hey, become successful so you can go ahead and take care of a family. So we always understood from a young age that we needed to not just be able to provide for ourselves, but have excess resources to be able to support a family. But we don't tell little girls to be good wives. We tell them, oh yeah, you could do everything a man could do. You could be an astronaut or whatever. Some of these girls end up being astronauts for real on OnlyFans, but that's a whole other conversation.
All right, I need y'all to settle an argument for me before I get a divorce. So I'm making some chicken tenders on the grill, right? It's me, my wife, her daughter, my daughter. They don't like barbecue sauce. She's furious. She's pissed off at me right now because there's something to do with the way this chicken looks. Can somebody tell me? She's like, so this is the one you made for you and your daughter, and this is the one you made for me and my daughter. And I'm like, yeah, this is why I put barbecue sauce on this one because you guys said you don't like barbecue sauce. See, this is like the last couple pieces that'll go there to make the piles just as big. But she's like, you don't see anything wrong with this. And I'm like, what should I see wrong with it? I see 2 piles of chicken. Mine and my daughters have barbecue sauce because we like that, and yours don't because you got. What did I do wrong? Okay, real quick, now that the rest of the tenders are off, their pile actually looks bigger, in my opinion, which I don't know. She won't tell me what is wrong. She just keeps saying, you can't tell me what's wrong with this. You can't look at this and tell me what's wrong with this. This is one you made for us, and that's one you made for you. Like, what did I do wrong?
Oh, this poor man is so frustrated. I think what's going on is that her and her daughter's chicken doesn't look as good as yours and your daughter's chicken. The big debate that's going on in the comments is who is in the wrong. In my opinion, it would have been nice for him to take that extra step and marinate that chicken in a different flavor or season it differently instead of just leaving it plain. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it should have been expected of him. She's in the wrong for getting upset over her expectation, and definitely in the wrong for then stonewalling him because she won't actually say the words to tell him what is wrong. But then he's in the wrong for putting this on social media. They're both in the wrong. They just need to say sorry and remember that they don't need to get a divorce over chicken tenders.
Your best friend proposed to his girl
after
2 years.
Yes.
That means he loves her more than you love me because we've been together for 5 years and
So,
you haven't proposed.
He loves her more than I love you because he proposed first?
Not because he proposed first. He proposed after 2 years and we've been together for 5
We
years.
do the same exact... You hear yourself? That makes
Yeah.
no sense. We do the same exact thing. He provides, protects, whatever. I do the same thing. Fix your car, oil changes, care for you, whatever. We live together, pay bills. So we do the same exact thing. So he loves her more because he proposed?
Yeah, that's a lifelong commitment. We can live together for all these years, 5 years, 10 years.
So that means I
15
don't love
years.
you.
But if something happens to you...
After 5 years, I don't love you? After 10 years, I don't love you?
I'm not saying you don't love me.
Oh, well,
you
you're
just don't
saying
love
he-
me as much as
he
he loves
loves-
his girl.
Yo.
You need to see this. Week before the puppy is born, they're literally ripping apart the puppy in the mother's womb, limb by limb, suctioning out the brain of the puppy. That they should protect all puppies even starting in the womb, you know what I mean? Yeah. They're actually doing the same exact thing to human beings. Actually, what they're doing is, this was the center in DC. That was a Harriet right there. She was actually 30 weeks old. So just like with puppies, they're actually taking human beings They're ripping them apart in the womb. So there's just a petition to sign for saving babies as well.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. Thank you.
You're okay with, you mean you're not signing it for the babies?
Just puppies. Thank you.
Are babies less important than puppies?
Puppies are cuter. This is where we are in culture. This is not just sensationalist. People actually think this way. We can recognize the atrocity of puppies in the womb and not the atrocity of humans in the womb. We need to repent.
Give me some of the examples of her attitude.
Her attitude, okay, like, we'll wake up in the morning, Your Honor. I'll tell her, good morning. What's good about the morning? I'm like, Your Honor, we just woke up. What do you mean? I'm happy I'm alive. We in the store, Your Honor. She like, do you want the green beans or do you want the corn? The corn. Why do you want the corn? And storm off down the aisle. And we go to the same store, get the same food every week, and get mad. And she know what I like. She
like
pick
to
the
eat
corn
junk
over the
all
green
day.
beans.
That's what he want me to pick out, junk.
Okay.
He don't like eating healthy.
He doesn't like to eat healthy. Okay. When you ask him to eat healthy, how is your attitude?
So I say, would you like to?
Mrs. Brown, give me some of the examples of her attitude.
Her attitude, okay, like, we'll wake up in the morning, Your Honor. I'll tell her, good morning. What's good about the morning? I'm like, Your Honor, we just woke up. What do you mean? I'm happy I'm alive. We in the store, Your Honor. She like, do you want the green beans or do you want the corn? The corn. Why do you want the corn? And storm off down the aisle. And we go to the same store, get the same food every week, and get mad. And she know what I like.
She
know
like
to
to
pick the
eat
corn over
junk
the
all
green
day. That's what he want me to pick out, junk.
Okay.
He don't like eating healthy.
He doesn't like to eat healthy. Okay. When you ask him to eat healthy, how is your attitude?
So I say, would you like to?
And I do understand what the guy is talking about when he says, hey, you know, if you have a dominant woman, because that was the guy's question, if you have a dominant woman who has past trauma, I want you to listen. Past trauma. She's dealing with a lot of stuff. And she has issues submitting. She has past trauma. She has issues submitting. What do? Well, you submit first. And then I think one of the other panelists chimed in and said, yeah, man, you got to be a servant leader. I want to be careful. Because a lot of times, once again, instead of speaking to the woman, we put the emphasis on the man. The woman needs to heal. Well, it's got to be okay. No. Stop it. Stop that crap. You need to heal first. Come on, man. That bull crap, you're not doing right. You have past trauma. Right there, we need to underline it. We need to highlight it and circle it. You have issues that you need to take care of. I come to my wife and I'm talking about this, and this. I'm telling you, I see it before. This, and this. Yes, she can help me get through that with understanding, but I can't continue. Well, you know, she's gonna help me with it, and she gotta show me that she's caring enough, and then I'll let go of my past trauma. No, she can do all of those things, but you need to learn to check your mouth. You need to learn to check your tongue. If you are talking to your woman crazy, check your tongue. Period. If you don't have a job and you sitting on the couch lazy and like a bum, you need to get up and go find a freaking job. Period. End of story. We not going to keep on putting all the accountability. Well, first what you got to, no. First what you got to do is you got to go out there, well, I would say to her, she needs to get a therapist. And she needs to handle that. Now, because of her, are you married to her? Okay, if you're not married to her, you might need to separate. Now, it's totally your decision, but you might need to separate from her for a time so she can get that handled. But if you are already married to her and she's going through that stuff, therapist, she got to get a therapist, because some of these issues are some of them might be valid in the way she perceives things, but there's a certain way that you need to handle it versus pat, hug, I love you, everything's going to be all right. You can do that and you can support her in that. But she has to have the tools in order to be able to work through that in a healthy, progressive, and efficient manner. You are there to care for her. Hey, I'm not that guy. She might relapse and go back into whatever it was. Hey, I'm not that guy. But she has to be working on it. It's not well, show her a good time. And then if she decides to, well, yeah, you'll be years. Because I don't want to say she's going to feel like she's justified, but that attitude is going to stick for a lot longer than you would really want it to. And you're going to burn yourself out. You're going to get angry. You're going to get tired of her acting that way, pulling out of decisions that y'all made months ago, talking to you sideways. You're going to get tired of that sooner rather than later. I'm telling you, you better tell that woman right now, you need to be in therapy. Now, if you want me to go and just listen to the issues or whatever, whatnot, I can arrange that. I can do that. I can't be there all day, but I can step in. I can sit in. I don't know if you would want me there for all of it, because there might be some deep personal issues that you're not ready to talk to me about yet. But I can be there in support, and I can help you with as much as I can. And when you have a bad day and you just feel like whatever, I can do all of that for you. I can take care of all that. I don't have no problem with it. But you got to take the first step. You got to be out there doing things to help yourself, to let me know that you're actually trying to move past it versus blowing up and having an attitude.
Men who stay in bad marriages will tell you it's for their family. Ask them what they're actually afraid of, and they will probably double down. But there is plenty they're not saying underneath their decision to stay, because loyalty is a really clean story. It's easy to tell. It sounds noble. It gets them sympathy at the barbecue and in the comments section. But really, it's not the kids. Or at least not entirely. What's keeping them are the assets, the financial assets and the reputational ones. A divorce is going to cost them half of their gross pay and maybe more. Things they claim to have built on their own, conveniently discounting the very real sacrifice their wives made so that they could pave that very path. And let's not forget the reputation. What does it say about them as a man if she leaves? What does it say about them as a man if he leaves? The hit to their pride is unbearable for a lot of men. And then there's the fear of starting over at an age they never imagined they'd be starting over. So let's just call it what it actually is. This is not loyalty. This is self-preservation wearing a very convincing costume. Loyalty looks like choosing someone every day, not just refusing to leave.
Should women submit to men?
No.
Women should not submit to men?
No.
Okay. Are you Christian?
Yes.
Okay. Do you agree with her on those things?
To some extent, I believe like submitting should be 50-50.
And then what do you think?
Literally the same thing that she said.
But you're all Christians?
Yes.
Are you Catholic?
No, just Protestant.
Protestant, Catholic. It's funny because I'm agnostic and I go harder for Christianity than actual Christians do. You don't believe in submission. You don't believe in submission. This is completely incoherent and contradictory to your own worldview that you claim to be a part of, your own perspective. You claim to be Christians. Ephesians 5:22, wives, submit yourselves to your own husbands as you do to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, as Christ is the head of the church. Now as the church submits to Christ, so also wives should submit to their husbands in everything. Do you believe that the Bible is the inspired word of God?
Yes.
If scripture is God-breathed, then rejecting clear commands is disagreement with God. Do you disagree with God?
No.
Okay, so the scripture that I cited to you before, wives obey your husbands, wives submit yourselves to your husbands, you guys are disagreeing with the scripture. So you're disagreeing with God. Is that tenable as a Christian?
No, it is not.
Listen, I made a video the other day saying that a woman who disrespects a man is dangerous. But I had to spin it back because some of these comments Woo! I've seen a lot of women trying to justify disrespect. Talking about some, well, I disrespected him because of this, or because of that, or it's always a man doing something to a woman to make her do that. No! If you gotta explain your disrespect by listing what somebody did to you, baby, you already lost. Because let me tell you something. Before I ever belittle a man, before I tear him down, before I step out of my character, I'm walking away. Every single time. You don't get to hurt me and then turn me into something I'm not. That is not strength. That is lack of control. And I know that might hit a nerve, ladies, but that's the truth. Trying to hurt somebody back by disrespecting them, that's not power, that's a reaction. So when I say that behavior is weak, I mean that. Because a strong woman does not need to lower herself to prove a point. She removes herself and let that be the point. I said what I said.
Has she ever picked a fight completely out of nowhere when things were going well? Like you just had a great weekend or you finally felt connected again, and then all of a sudden, boom, she finds something to get mad at. She'll turn cold, she'll go distant, then she starts with you. And you're standing there thinking like, what just happened? Now, I'm always going to be real with you guys. I know you're going to think that's sabotaging, but she's not sabotaging. Her nervous system is testing you. A lot of men keep saying, if she tests me, then whatever, she's out, or she shouldn't be testing me. That's how we're designed. She's checking to see if you're still solid and grounded. So when things get good, those tests might get louder and not quieter, because she needs to know, are you only calm when life is easy, or are you actually steady and can she count on you? So here's your tip. The next time she does this, do not take the bait from her. Don't get defensive. Don't try to fix it or explain yourself. You need to just stay grounded and look at her and breathe, and that's it. Because that steadiness that you hold, that's the answer she's actually looking for. But the bigger thing I want you to think about, if her tests are the thing that breaks your connection, imagine what it means that she's been doing this for months, and every single time you've been failing that test without knowing it was a test.
It's an 18-year-old beautiful virgin who's raised by a loving father and an intact family, who is sweet and commitment-minded. I mean, that's a pretty high-value woman, and a lot of men are seeking after that.
Yeah.
And whether she's aware of it or not, she can command a very high price for that, for access to her.
Yeah.
But by the same token, a different kind of woman, which we also see popping up, we have the Instagram baddies and the OnlyFans cam girls. It's like you can be 19 years old and have 1 million followers on Instagram. You could be 20 years old and be making 6 figures monthly on OnlyFans. Of course, not all of them do, but the women who do, they are cooked. They're cooked, Jeff. Like there's no way that any one man, no matter how attractive, how rich, how stimulating, will ever be able to replace the attention and validation of 1 million men. Like forget about it.
Yeah.
She has been anchored at too high of a price point, and it will not be sustainable because she's not going to have those numbers when she's 45.
Guys are not good at marriage, all right? It's not our fault. We weren't prepared for it like women are. Your whole life is built just preparation for marriage. Look at every toy you played with. When you're a baby, they give you a baby doll. So they give you a baby when you're a baby. You don't even know you're alive yet, and they're like, look, I would probably start figuring this out. Like, this is where it's going. Then they give you Barbie and Ken. They live in a little house together, and that is where you learn how to make drama. You get the best. You're the best. Then you would play house. Like you would, like, fake vacuum. Just fake vacuum with your friends. That was awesome. And it's weird because like when I see my wife vacuum now, I'm like, she is living her childhood dream. She's made it. As a guy, we don't have any of that. What do we play fort? You got to keep everybody out of where you are, especially girls. The only toys we had were Transformers and Ninja Turtles. Those are not even real things. None of them had wives. They weren't married. I never played with my Ninja Turtles, and I had them going to fight Shredder. And then Michelangelo was like, hey, can y'all give me 2 seconds? My wife just showed up, and she looks furious about something. What do you want from me? And she's like, what are y'all doing? What's that April skank doing here? You're like, listen, she's a reporter.
Okay, you guys are all just like really misogynistic.
How do you define misogyny? What? I'm just asking how you define misogyny.
Can I go?
Are you okay? Like, do you want to go as in leave?
Can I please go home?
If you want to leave, you can leave. I was hoping we could continue having a conversation, but, I mean.
What do you bring to the table?
I am the table.
But once again, what do you bring? Just the table.
I bring value. I bring energy. I bring belief. My presence.
What is that?
My network.
What is that's just so surface level. I want you
it's not surface level.
Because so what I'm saying is I don't see it like to the naked eye. So I want you to tell me, what do you bring to the table besides the table?
So I don't like when men.
Price has tables. So what kind of table are you?
So that's a trigger for me. I don't like when men. Yes.
Doing my job.
I don't like when men ask, "What do you bring to the table?"
Man, this is the Nothing But the Truth live podcast.
Look at this. Look at that plate. My wife made it for me. Isn't that nice? Doesn't that just sound nice? My wife made it for me. I know guys that never have this. I know guys that they never get a plate made by their wives. Sucks. This is great. Now all the feminists are going to be like, what do you do for her? None of your business. None of your business. What woman just does everything for a man in 2026 without the man being a good man? Mind your business. I'm gonna eat this right now.
True enough. That when we're talking about men don't really stay in marriage because they're so loyal. They stay because they don't want their assets taken away from them. They don't really care about the kids like they say they do. It's really just, I don't want to lose my money, and I don't want to lose all of this stuff that I've accumulated. I think to a degree that is true. You've built a lot of stuff and you don't want to see it go to ruin. But I do also think that men weigh the pros and cons of getting divorced. A lot of men say it's cheaper to keep her, right? Because if I get divorced, then all of the stuff that I've built is going to go to ruin. And there's more important things inside of this marriage versus my pride, my ego, what I want of life. This marriage, a lot of men, they love the fact that the wife is beautiful and the benefits that they get from that. But a lot of men want somebody to provide for, right? And, their wife in a lot of situations becomes their best friend. So I'm providing for her so you could understand that everything that I'm accumulating, I'm giving to her. And when we have kids, everything that I'm gaining, I'm accumulating, I'm giving to them so that they can be better than I was. That's how men think, right? I work and I give, and all I'm asking for is gratitude. Now, when I've gotten to the point, 8, 10, 15 years in, where my kids are relatively stable and they're thriving, honestly, I would rather kind of stay, and some parents do, I would rather stay in the relationship until the kids are at least grown so they can grow up in a stable environment. And then once they, go off to college or whatever and whatnot, then we separate. But I don't want all of the work that I've done to be in vain. I don't want the shelter or the the defense, the wall that I've built, literally, physically, and sometimes, and a lot of times mentally, emotionally. I don't want that to be broken down. I don't want them to get distracted by what's going on between you and my mom and your mom and I. I don't want you to get distracted between that. Just know we're here for you. We're going to take care of you. And, you know, if you have any questions, just ask. We want to support you. Now, there are some parents that are able to do that effectively and still split. It hurts the kid for a time. Now, some kids, it really does scar them darn near for life. Therapy and things of that nature does help, but it's always something in the back of their mind like, man, why couldn't they make it work, yada, yada, yada. So it's not necessarily for a selfish reason, like a lot of modern women like to say, men only stay in relationships for a selfish reason. A lot of the times it's built something for my kids. And to a degree, well, my wife don't really even like me anymore. But, you know, back when she did, I did it for her. For her family members, for the future generation, I did it for them. And I don't so soon want to see that just destroyed. It means something. I worked hard. I lost a lot of sleep. But I enjoyed seeing the people around me grow and benefit along the way. But they'll never tell you that, because they'll tell you that men, they don't really care about women at all. They just care about money.
In 6 months, in a year, we are going to see a spike in the divorce rate because of it. We saw it after the subprime mortgage lending crisis. I was involved as a divorce lawyer even back then, kids. And I can tell you, we saw spikes in divorce. Now, what I will tell you is there is some reason to be optimistic, and that is that nothing unites like a common enemy. When someone loses their job or they're going to lose the house, there is also a phenomenon where people go, oh, we're going to lose the house if we don't get it together, and it bonds people together. This is also why when people have a baby, they very often bond together in real ways. It's like a Stockholm syndrome that happens where the trauma of what's going on outside makes them go, hey, we got to like align forces and move forward against this common enemy or this common problem that we have together. So again, I know that's going to seem contradictory. In some ways, unemployment, changes in the job market, really bad for marriages. Also, sometimes adversity that comes from that can be good for marriages. Unfortunately, that good is usually a short-term good. That's why you see a lot of people getting divorced who have 1-year-olds and 2-year-olds, and then they have slightly older kids, because that other kid was the Hail Mary pass to try to keep this marriage together and unite us with the endorphins and dopamine rush that we had when we first had that first baby. And now all you really did was bought yourself another 6 months or a year.
It's a deal breaker for men if the woman has credit card debt. I hear that a lot nowadays.
Because it means that she's going to be financially irresponsible with his money.
Yeah, maybe. And if they get married, he's taking on that debt.
For me, I want to find a man that's a provider man and has that mentality to where he's not afraid to take on any type of financial debt that I might have. Not that I have anything huge, but I also have assets. Like I have my home. There's just those scenarios where like, if you want to build a partnership with something, it's a balance. Like you have to give and take. I think the right man won't get scared away for something like that. And if they can problem solve, that's a very masculine man.
That's true. That's actually a turn on. If you tell him you have debt and he's like, how are we going to figure this out?
Yeah.
How are we?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Let's come up with a solution together.
And I think it depends on, like you said, like good debt versus bad debt too, because like obviously like a home mortgage debt is one thing, whereas a shopping addiction debt is another thing. And so it's like you can
That's true. It depends on debt, because student loans, that's very acceptable. But I do know some women that are in debt paying off credit cards because they're buying designer bags.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
That for me would be a deal breaker.
Yeah. I hate to say this. I really hate to say this. But, you know, ladies, men these days are just not interesting. They're not smart. They're not like, they don't read books. They don't lay on the blanket with their pants rolled up and make a picnic for you, and just do all the romantic things that men inherently we are taught that they will do for us if we're just good, right? And obey and be sweet and everyone, people please everyone with everyone, and all of the things like we have to do. But they're walking around like they don't take care of themselves, like, or take pride in themselves. half of, like, they just think they could just be themselves. But we're expected to be so put together and perfect and beautiful at all times. Just from society saying, you know. But regardless, men need to, like, step it up if they think that they're even gonna catch a woman like me or any one of you queens that I know. Fuck that. All men, just, where are they? Where are they? Please, someone tell me that. Please, because I know there's good men in this world. I'm raising 2 of them. But, you know. But where are they all? Just want to know. Anyone? Anyone?
Or we can go half on the bills. I don't understand that concept of going half. That makes no sense to me. There used to be a time a man took pride in taking care of his wife. And her money is her money. I would really like to see men get back in their place of being providers and having pride in that.
If a woman could find a man to get a man to do all that for him, then all right. I don't really care what women want. I care what my woman gonna do when she with me. I don't care if I'm a billionaire. I'm not about to pay for my respect. I'm not gonna pay for your submission. It's the principalities of it. If I gotta pay you to come in this house with respect, if I gotta pay you to submit to me, then I don't want your submission and I don't want your respect. I want with somebody who gonna respect me irregardless of my money. So what you telling me is when I lose it, you ain't gonna respect me no more? You ain't gonna submit to me no more? You gonna leave me? And it's always somebody with a bigger bag. So what you're saying is your respect can be bought. And if somebody around here is willing to pay you more, you gonna go respect them. I don't want that. A woman come in the door with respect and a submission for who I am as a person, and she really with me, then maybe she can earn me to do that. But that's not a given. So I don't agree. I don't agree with that at all. Because you buying respect, and if you buying respect, it ain't really respect.
A man's job is just to always start and carry a conversation, whether it's you approaching a girl on a date or even just like with your friends or like with your girlfriend. You should always like be the one starting the conversation, holding it, asking her questions, and then like it should never just be you silent and her like leaned into you being like this blah blah blah, my day went like this, my day went like that, and then you just like sitting there nodding, listening. Like, oh my god. Let her sit back. You should be the one leaning in and being like, what are your interests? What do you like to do? Like, how was your week? Because I don't think you guys realize that, like, yeah, maybe in the moment it's fun for her to just, like, chat about herself. But then she leaves that date and she's, like, drained. She's like, wait, he didn't ask me a single thing about myself? What a weirdo. And also, like, if you're relying on a girl to just hold a conversation, it just shows that you have, like, no personality or like there's no thought going through your head, and that's honestly such a turn off. Like, be a man and like be like do something.
Women require adoration, and this is often called the adoration-admiration dichotomy. Adoration means, baby, you're everything. I would literally take a bullet for you. You're so wonderful, you're so beautiful. And from the evolutionary biology would suggest you need somebody who's going to be protective, way beyond what reason would suggest. You're insane for that particular person, whereas men need admiration, which is basically, that is the largest gazelle I've ever seen that you just dragged into the cave. You're so big and strong, right? And so it's almost suggests that what guys need is like just admiration. I need you to admire me more than anybody else admires me. And we're not egomaniacs, but these are differences that actually would get back to, I'm going to just take care of you and the kids forever. And I'm going to protect you because I adore you so much. And you're going to admire me for this. And again, I need to be admired. I mean, I do need to be adored as a husband and as a person and the whole thing. And so it's not that simple, but there's a lot to that. And so one of the things that guys will say, what's the secret? And it's number one, adore her. And number two, be admirable. Actually be admirable. She's not going to admire you if you're not admirable, for God's sake. And adore her. What if I don't feel it? I don't care. I don't care. Adore her. That's the secret.
A man who protects his peace is way more dangerous than a man who protects his ego. See, when you protect your ego, you have to react to everything. Every slight, every comment, every perceived disrespect. You're constantly at war with people who don't even matter. Just to prove a point nobody cares about. You think you look strong. You actually look easily controlled. Anybody can pull your strings just by challenging your pride. But a man who protects his peace, he's dangerous. He doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. He can sit in a room full of disrespect and not say a word because his identity isn't tied to their opinion. He knows that engaging with the fool will only prove that it's two of them instead of one. He's not ignoring the disrespect because he's scared. He's ignoring it because you're not worth the energy it takes to destroy you. The most dangerous man isn't the one looking for a fight. It's the one who can end it and chose to go home instead. Ego protection is expensive, bro. It costs you relationships, opportunities, and years of your life defending something that was never worth defending. Peace protects compounds. Every time you choose it over the reaction, you're building something no one can take from you. Let them have the last word. You keep the peace. That's a better deal.
Most women that are submitted to a man that's a good man, if she follows him, he lets her make a lot of decisions. My wife makes more decisions in my household than I do. The other thing is, this is the reason why God asked the woman to submit. It's because when you stand before God, he has the answer, not you.
What did you just say?
You ever heard a manager tell his employees, hey, if y'all mess up, I'm the one that's responsible for it? See, so they don't understand that the Bible makes it clear that the man is the one who has to stand before God in regards to how he led his wife and his children. He's the one that's held accountable for how he led them. So since he's the one that has to be held accountable, God will allow him to make the final decisions in all things. That's the only reason why she submits. God has to allow him to make the final decision, because when it comes to being judged for the family, he's the one that's judged, not you. And this is the deep part. He's going to be judged for leading. You're going to be judged for submitting. Because regardless of what the culture says or not, you're not going to get out of what God told you to do.
You know, there are women, you know, it just, I think I'm stunned. Because these modern women, they'll sit up and make provisions for the stuff that, well, you know, it's not really that bad to be incredible. I mean, it just depends on the debt, which, you know, to a degree, it is true, right? You know, you can be using debt to build an asset. So I get it from that perspective, but I still think it's the man's decision. And if he decides, I really don't want any debt, I don't have any debt myself, or I have very little debt, well, I have a house, I don't want that. I have student loans, so that's acceptable, right? I don't want that either. I didn't take out any debt, and I was intentional about that. Then you're not his cup of tea, right? And if men are saying, well, I don't want that, I think that's very reasonable. That's not shallow at all. That's a heavy financial burden. Because let's say you guys want to have kids, or you might be having an issue or whatever and whatnot. Whenever you go down, and I say whenever you go down because at some point you will go down, the man has to speak up for that. He has to guarantee that. And some men are like, I'm not interested.